decided to go to rehab.
The next day, the facility called and told me Tammy had took a turn for the worse and quit breathing.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? My name is Kidneyjay. The J stands for jerk because my kidneys are a pair of jerks. And it's finally here, the season 4 premiere of 1,000 Pound Sisters. Whoop, 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 whoop. So this one premiered January 17th here in Canada and the US. And this one is called The Sweet and the Sour. Of course, that represents the sweet because Amy announces that she is pregnant with baby number 2. And the sour because, unfortunately, there's a lot of health issues with Tammy that this episode does focus on. So just be warned, this episode is Tammy heavy. Pardon the pun. But before we do get started with the episode, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I invite you to subscribe if you want to, as well as hit like. So let's get started. By the way, it's gonna be a long one, so grab your sody pops if you so wish to.
I don't remember any of it. I could hear voices.
So of course that is Tammy talking about when she stopped breathing in rehab. Only had been there for a bit. She had to be rushed to the hospital. And she also had to have a trach put in, and she could not remember much of it. She did wake up with it and said, why do I have this trach? And they said, listen, Tammy, you need this to stay alive. We need a direct airline, a direct airway to keep you breathing and keep you alive. She calls it her PVC piping. I can't imagine that's comfortable for anyone. She also shows here, the incision they had to make to put the trach in. And, another brush with death for her. So Amy here is at the salon. She says she wants to do something crazy and wild with her hair. And, she lets little Gage pick out her hair color, which we will do the reveal in a minute. If you saw the thumbnail, you know what color it turned out to be. She's also here announcing with Michael, baby number 2, which we all know. If you follow their social media, this is no surprise to anyone. But let's listen to them announce it.
Big surprise for you guys.
We're expecting another child.
Baby number 2, y'all. Gonna be the only baby no more.
Baby number 2, y'all. She also talks about Gage and how he's developing well. He's hitting his milestones. He's walking. Next, the whole family decides they're going to go to a Western-themed mini-putt golf place that also has food. The whole family is there. You have Misty, Amanda, you of course have Chris, and Amy comes later to reveal her hairstyle, which, of course, the family, sort of gave her a hard time about. Quick note about Chris, by the way, he has lost 95 pounds since his surgery, and he's, on the path of, getting to where he wants to be as far as goal-wise. I know we saw a lot of him in a story last season. So, of course, here is Amy's hair reveal. Bright, bright blue. I don't know, Smurf on top. Mushroom house on the bottom. I don't know. Chris called her. She looked like a Teletubby. And, there is food at the venue. He say, that's a big sandwich. And Chris is like, you know what? We're here. We're having a good time. You can't tell my family not to eat. They're going to eat what they're going to eat because that's how they are.
But I do really miss Tammy's.
So here is Amanda, of course, talking about visiting Tammy. And you know what? Amy's like, I am preggers. I am having morning sickness. I am having to pee like every like hour more than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to video call Tammy. And they video call Tammy with Gage. And, Tammy breaks it. Sorry, Amy breaks it to them that, I'm not going to come visit you. Tammy is less than impressed. And, by the way, Tammy says that Amy is dressed like a Dr. Zeus character and called her Hootin' Whores a Hair, which I found hilarious. But so Amy did not end up going to see Tammy in the rehab facility. Tammy's like, whatevers. But Chris and Amanda go. This is the first time they've seen her after since being in rehab and with her hospital scare.
Maybe you're gonna get it. She's got a bad attitude. I'm probably just gonna let her know. I'm gonna tell her the truth. This is what the hell we saw. She was, on life support. You weren't here. You don't know how bad you scared us. You don't know what it feels like when the doctor says, "Are you to sign a do not resuscitate on your little sister?" Who's not even lived life.
Right. So Amanda is basically just reliving her trauma of seeing her sister be so sick. And I often say this, it is easy being the ill one. It's the loved ones, the family and friends that have to see you in a state, and they walk into the room and they're basically like, holy crap. Because that's how she is. It's hard to see someone with a trach. Now, the funny thing is she was saying that if she is not capped, if the cap is not on her trach, she cannot talk. So Chris was basically, giving her a hard time, but joking, making light of the situation, saying, listen, teach me how to do that. So when you're being sassy and giving me lip, I can shut you up. Which, sometimes you have to make jokes in these types of situations. Then we have Amy, and her pregnancy cravings, we'll say. That was her just straight up eating cheese from the aerosol container. She was saying as well how she was constipated for 3 weeks and she went to the ER, and that's how she knew she was pregnant with Gage. This time again, pregnant, constipated, and she's like, listen, I haven't pooped, y'all. I'm pregnant again, and she knew. So now we are in the rehab with Tammy, and this is when I think people will see she really wanted to change. You could see her now just with the physiotherapists walking. Like, after being in bed, here she is taking her steps.
There's 10. Any further? Beautiful. Great job.
So as you can see, lots of progress made. She is up and walking and looks determined. But something scary happens. So Tammy was saying how things can get stuck. Mucus can get stuck in her trach, and that is what happened here. Unfortunately, she was not able to breathe, and they had to get the medical staff in there to get her oxygen going. Just another breath, another dust with death. Like, she I think this is another reason why Tammy, we've seen the Tage, the the page turn for her because of these scary situations. So that is it for this week. We'll see what next week brings. We'll see if Amy actually goes and visits Tammy in rehab. We'll see if Tammy makes more progress. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.